Okay, so this is the next video for which I'm taking for doubts by Suyash. Okay, so doubts. So there are two doubts which Suyash has sent today. So first, let's start with the first question. So question number one says that the plane we have a plane 2x minus y plus 3z plus 5 is equal to 0. 2x minus y plus 3z plus 5 is equal to 0 is rotated through 90 degree about its line of intersection with the plane. So this is plane P1 and we have a plane P2. 5x minus 4y minus 2z and then plus 1 is equal to 0. 5x minus 4y minus 2z plus 1 is equal to 0. So this plane is rotated through 90 degree about its line of intersection with the plane 5x minus 4y minus 2z plus 1 is equal to 0. Determine the equation of the plane in the new position. Okay. So we have to find the determine of the equation of the plane after rotation. What is the equation of the plane after rotation? Okay. So let's start. Let's write the solution. So like we have suppose two planes. This plane is say P1 and we have another plane like that. Say this plane is P2. Okay. And the line where these two planes are intersecting. Suppose this line is L. Okay. So now basically the plane P1 is getting rotated about 90 degree about this line. So which means the new plane is suppose after rotation we have a plane like this. The new plane also will pass through this line. So basically we can say that the new plane will be a member of the family of lines for these two planes. The new plane which is after rotation will be a member of the family of planes. So we can write this plane equation of this plane as P1 plus lambda P2 equal to 0. Okay. So now since this plane, suppose we say that this plane is P3. This plane P3 is after rotation of P1 by 90 degree, right? Which means P1 has been rotated through 90 degree about the line of intersection. Okay. So which means P3 is perpendicular to P1. So that direction ratios of so the normal for P3 say N3 will be perpendicular to the normal for N1. Okay. Now direction ratios for normal for P1 plane 1 is 2 minus 1 and 3. And if we write the equation for P1 plus lambda P2, so 2x minus y plus 3z plus 5 plus lambda times P2. P2 is 5x minus 4y minus 2z plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, so this, if we rearrange the terms, this will become 2 plus 5 lambda into x, then minus 1 and minus 4 lambda. So minus we can take common, minus 1 plus 4 lambda into y, and then 3z, 3 minus 2 lambda into z, and then constant term will be 5 plus lambda into 1. So 5 plus lambda equals 0. So the direction ratios for this normal 2 plus 5 lambda, then minus 1 minus 4 lambda, and then 3 minus 2 lambda. These are the direction ratios for the normal to plane 3, which is N3. Now N3 is perpendicular to L1, which means these two lines are perpendicular. So A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 will be equal to 0. So here, if we remove this part, because there is lack of space, we can remove this part. So in that case, we can write 2 into 2 plus 5 lambda, then minus 1 into minus 1 minus 4 lambda, and then plus 3. into 3 minus 2 lambda is equal to 0. So 2 into 2 plus 5 lambda, so this becomes 4 plus 10 lambda. Minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1, and then plus 4 lambda. 3 into 3 is 9, and then minus 6 lambda is equal to 0. So here, if we simplify this expression, 10 lambda plus 4 lambda is 14. 14 lambda minus 6 lambda is 8 lambda. 4 plus 1 is 5. 10 lambda, 4 lambda is 14 lambda. 14 lambda minus 6 lambda is 8 lambda. 4 plus 1 is 5. And 5 plus 9. 4 plus 1 is 5. And 5 plus 9 is 14. So in this way, we get the value of lambda as minus 14 by 8. So minus 7 by 4 is the value of lambda. 2 sevens are 14, 2 fours are 8, minus 7 by 4. So now we can substitute this value of lambda in this equation for P3. Okay. So we got the value of lambda as minus 7 by 4. So now, if we substitute the value of lambda in the equation of P3, we will get the equation of P3. So P3 will be 2 plus 5 lambda. So 5 into minus 7 by 4. So minus 35 by 4 into x. Then minus 1 plus 4 lambda. 1, and then 4 lambda will become minus 7. So minus 7 into y, and then plus 3 minus 2 lambda. 2 lambda will be minus 7 by 2. So 3 minus 7 by 2. So this is 3 plus 7 by 2 into z. And then 5 plus lambda. 5 minus 7 by 4 is equal to 0. So if we simplify, 4 into 2 is 8. 8 minus 35 minus 27 by 4 into x. Then this is minus 6. So this will become plus 6 into y. 3 into 2, 6. 6 plus 7 is 13. So 13 by 2 into z. And then 4 into 5, 20. 20 minus 7 is 13 by 4 is equal to 0. So this is the equation of the required plane, which we want to get as the answer. Okay, so hopefully I hope that you understood this question. Okay, if you didn't understand, then you can ask me in the evening today. Okay, now let's proceed to the next question, which is question number 2. So if we proceed to the next question, that is question number 2. Question number 2 is a point P moves on the plane. We are given the equation of a plane x by a plus y by b plus z by c is equal to 1. We are given equation of a plane x by a plus y by b plus z by c equal to 1, which is fixed. The plane through P perpendicular to OP meets the axis in A, B and C. The plane through P perpendicular to OP meets the axis in A, B and C. Okay. The planes through A, B and C parallel to YZ, ZX and XY planes intersect in Q. Prove that if the axis be rectangular, then the locus of Q is. We have to find the locus of Q. Okay. So we have a plane x by plus y by b plus z by c is equal to 1. X by a plus y by b plus z by c is equal to 1, which is fixed. Now we have a point P. Point P. Coordinates of point P are h, k, u. Coordinates of point P are h, k, u. Okay. Now if we have to draw another plane, he's saying the plane through P perpendicular to OP. So plane which is perpendicular to OP, the direction ratios of normal of this plane will be h, k and u. The direction ratios of normal to this plane will be h, k and u, because the normal is nothing but OP only. In this case, Normal is nothing but OP. So direction ratios of normal, which is OP, is H, K, and U. So we can write the equation of plane in this case, and the plane is passing through P. So the equation of this plane will be H into X minus H plus K into Y minus K and plus U into Z minus U is equal to 0. So this is the equation of another plane. So let's suppose this plane is P1 and let's suppose this plane is P2. H into X minus H plus K into Y minus K plus K into Y minus K plus U into Z minus U is equal to 0. Okay. So if we, let's use a different color now. Wait, we are taking the solution. So this is the another plane P2. Now this plane P2 perpendicular to AP meets the axis in A, B, and C. Okay. So this plane we can rearrange and we can write the equation for this plane as hx upon h square plus k square plus u square plus ky upon h square plus k square plus u square plus u into z upon h square plus k square plus u square is equal to 1, right? So hx upon h square plus k square plus u square plus ky upon h square plus k square plus u square plus uz upon h square plus k square plus u square is equal to 1. Okay, so if we compare this form by this equation, x by alpha plus y by beta plus z by gamma is equal to 1, then we can get the coordinates of a, b, and c. The coordinates of a will be h square plus k square plus u square divided by h, comma 0, comma 0. Coordinates of b will be 0, comma h square plus k square plus u square divided by k, comma 0. And coordinates of c will be 0, comma 0, h square plus k square plus u square divided by u. Okay, so these are the coordinates for a, b, and c. Because pt cuts the coordinate axis in a, b, and c. Now the planes through a, b, and c, it is saying, okay, now it is saying the planes through a, b, and c parallel to y, z, zx, and xy planes intersecting q. So the plane through a, the plane through a parallel to yz plane, parallel to yz plane, the plane through a parallel to yz plane, we can write the equation for this as x is equal to h square plus k square plus u square divided by h. This is the equation of a plane through a which is parallel to yz plane. Similarly, other planes we can write as y is equal to h square plus k square plus u square divided by k. And the third plane we can write as z is equal to h square plus k square plus u square divided by u. This is the third plane that we can write. Now these three planes intersect intersect in Q. Okay, which means the coordinates of Q are these three coordinates, right? So we have to find the locus of Q. Okay, so let's say if I erase this portion, okay, let's say I erase this, then suppose the coordinates of Q are alpha, beta, and no, alpha, beta, and gamma. I've already taken. Okay, suppose the coordinates of Q are L, M, and N. Now we have to find the location relation between L, M, and N, right? So L is nothing but h square plus k square plus u square divided by h. Then M is nothing but h square plus k square plus u square divided by k. And N is nothing but h square plus k square plus u square divided by u. Okay, so now we have to find the relation between L, M, and N. So in this case, I have this relation. Now h comma k comma u satisfies the equation of the plane. We already know that h comma k comma u satisfies the equation of the given plane x by a plus y by b plus z by c equal to 1. So therefore, we can substitute h, k, and u in the equation of the plane. So we will get h by a plus k by b plus u by c is equal to 1. If we substitute h comma k comma u in the equation of the plane, we will get this relation h by a plus k by b plus u by c is equal to 1, right? So if I try to find 1 by L square plus 1 by M square plus 1 by N square. So 1 by L square means you take the reciprocal and then square. So h square upon h square plus k square plus u square whole square, correct? Then here you will have k square and here you will have u square. So h square plus k square plus u square will get cancelled and we will be left with 1 upon h square plus k square plus u square. Okay. And now this is the LHS in the given proof that we have to do. And now if we want to prove RHS, okay, if we want to prove RHS, what is RHS? Right hand side. So RHS is 1 upon AX. So 1 upon AL plus 1 upon BM plus 1 upon CN. So if you multiply A with L and then take reciprocal, so this will become H upon A into H square plus K square plus U square. Then 1 upon B into M. So K upon B into H square plus K square plus U square. And then 1 upon C into N. So U upon C into H square plus K square plus U square. So if we take 1 upon H square plus K square plus U square common, we are left with H by A plus K by B plus U by C, and that is equal to 1. So basically the answer for right hand side is also 1 upon H square plus K square plus U square. The answer for right hand side is also 1 upon H square plus K square plus U square, which is same as the left hand side. RHS is equal to LHS left hand side, and thus we can say that replacing, I will just erase some part. If I erase this part of the, okay, so basically what we are left with now, we get the 1 upon L square plus 1 upon M square plus 1 upon N square equal to 1 upon AL plus 1 upon BM plus 1 upon C. Now instead of L we can put X. So 1 upon X square, instead of M we can put Y. So 1 by Y square and then 1 by Z square we can write as 1 upon AX plus 1 upon BY plus 1 upon CZ. So this is what we wanted to prove as the locus of point Q, and this is what we have finally got. Okay, so I hope you would have understood this problem also. In case you have any doubts, please let me know in tomorrow's lecture, means in the lecture in the evening today. Okay, so thank you. Thanks for listening.